Oh, it's going to be a busy new moon, ladies and gents. You've asked for this, so what you're going to do about it? Whoa, chill. Hello, you beautiful bunch. My name is Lucy Davis, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Now, again, this is late. Normally, I like to get these new moon updates and the energy updates and stuff out a couple of weeks early, but it's been a really busy time. For those of you that don't know, Soul School is launching its first ever event on Saturday, the 24th of September here in my hometown of Bournemouth. And I am super excited. So unfortunately, other things have slipped very slightly because we've been planning this event, I was told about this event 4 years ago that it needed to take place. However, when I started speaking to my team about it, I then was told, oh no, we can't do it in person because there's going to be something happen that stops us going ahead. But then 3 weeks ago, I was told, no, you can do it in person. So we've pulled this event together so quickly. So apologies if I have not been as present on my YouTube channel as I normally am. I will come back and review all of the comments that you guys have beautifully left, because I do love to read the feedback, good, bad and ugly. It's a very good space to take feedback, which is why the comments are on there. Anyway, it is time for us to look at the new moon information for September 2022. Now, before we go into that, on Friday the 23rd, it is the autumn equinox. So this is going to be bringing in an extra powerful bit of pizzazz for this new moon. Okay, so I'm sure all of you are going to be quite happy singing and dancing with the fact that it feels as if it's going to be a much more optimistic moon that we are stepping into. This month of September has been fast, but it's not been as fast as it's going to be yet. As I've been talking about for quite some time now, October through to the end of the year is going to be extremely fast paced and a lot changing. There is going to be huge changes, and it is going to start around this new moon, going into the early days of October. But there is some positivity coming out of this new moon. There has been a lot of heaviness on the planet. We've had a lot of planets in retrograde. We've had a lot of different energies conflicting. And I think it's fair to say that September has been a really interesting month for having the light shone on maybe things that we have felt that we've got together. And this is what happens when planets go into retrograde. It really does bring up things to the surface and makes you realize that maybe in areas that you thought you had your stuff together, in actuality you might not have. So this Hall of Mirrors has been pretty powerful this month. I'm certainly seeing it with the clients and the emails that I'm receiving and the messages that I'm getting. People are panicking, people are blaming psychic attacks and entities and things like that, rather than taking ownership for self, because they're really confused. They thought they had their stuff together, and actually perhaps they didn't have it together quite as much as they thought. And there is still this level of delusion. We are blaming different things now. We're not blaming the things that we used to blame, but we're blaming different things now. And this has been the whole purpose of September. It's been like we've been on a really fast spinning cycle in the washing machine. And this new moon is going to change things for us. It is going to put us into much more of a optimistic state. That said, we've still got a lot to come to the surface. We've still got a lot that needs to come out. And, with endings come new beginnings. And there is going to be a lot of endings and new beginnings over this period of time. Now, for me personally, I love a new beginning. Even if it means I've had to go through a challenge to get there. We've all had our heart broken in the past, and it's been really challenging to be able to let go of that and not get the explanation that we needed to be able to move on. But then when you meet somebody and you're chatting and you're just exchanging messages, or, you go out on a couple of dates, it's that new beginning feeling it's that excitement. So this is the energy that's very, very much coming through, and you know, relationships are a big thing around this new moon. So do be very, very aware of that, but I'll get to that in a little bit. There's going to be much more grace. It's been very, very high paced, intense behavior that has been taking place on the planet for the last, well, 2022 has just been crazy, right? Let's call a spade a spade. 2022 has been absolutely crazy. And I'm feeling that we're going to get a little period of grace around the new moon. So maybe for about 2 weeks or so. There is going to be shifts in politics coming. Okay, there has to be shifts in politics. I'm not close to the political world. I leave that to other people like Mahoney and stuff like that. But when I channel the information for this, I was shown very clearly that there is going to be some endings. Things are going to end, and we're going to start new beginnings in the world of politics. So do keep your eye on that. I know there's a lot of people out there that are hoping for certain people to come back and certain people to, you know, reappear from the dead kind of thing. For me personally, I don't get involved in any of that stuff. It's semantics to me. You know, people are playing their own stories in the background. That's okay, and I'm not judging that whatsoever. I just don't need to get involved in that. I want to heal. I want to live in a world that is balanced. That's a word that's been coming up for me for the last about 3 weeks, and I'll get into that in a little while. But for me personally, it's about balance. I don't need to know about that, because the world that I would like to live in, it's not going to have politics as we've got it today. So as far as I'm concerned, that's done and dusted. You know, yes, I need to navigate to be fair, I don't need to navigate anything. You know, I've got my life in a position whereby I don't really need to navigate too much in that world. But for those of you that do, for those of you that are still in the trenches, as I like to call it, just be aware that things in politics are looking as if they're going to shift. Now, as we know, things are moving rapidly all over the place. You know, realms are shifting, we're shifting, like our frequencies changing. So things are moving all over the place. They tell me that this is imminent, but who knows what that even means anymore. It feels like 5 minutes and a day's gone at the moment. I seem to be waking up and going, wow, it's time to go back to bed again. It's really bizarre. So if you're anything like myself, then you'll appreciate that although they're saying it's coming, who knows? And to be honest, who really cares? You know, I don't want us to get hung up and caught up on these things. There is going to be a massive focus over this new moon, if you haven't had it already, around your healing. So like I said, we have been in the Hall of Mirrors for many, many months now, and it's almost shining a brand new light. You've asked for this, so what you're going to do about it. And I always say to people, be very, very careful what you're asking for, because most people say, oh, I want my family unit to heal. And then when something goes catastrophically wrong in the family, you know, like somebody gets very sick or something like that, people are like, oh my God, this is happening to me. But actually, you've asked to heal it. So be very, very careful and very, very specific what you're asking for. The universe is delivering instantly right now. So please do take the time to be very transparent and very, very clear with the language that you are using, because we are manifesting very, very quickly. And through this new moon, it's going to go to a whole new level, definitely through October. The energy update that I've channeled is a very, very powerful energy for manifestation. So with the healing, be very aware of what's going on with your health. Your health may feel a little bit imbalanced over this new moon period. So if that is you, take time out, relax, rest, fast, do whatever it is that you feel intuitively drawn to do during that period. Interestingly, next week I'm going into a fast with my Self-Love Club membership program. So it's almost like, again, my intuition has gone, yeah, this is the perfect time to be doing it, so that we can allow all of this stuff to shift with ease and grace. So look at what that looks like to you. Maybe you're going to notice that you're all of a sudden starting to get some skin rash, or maybe, you know, your hair starts to fall out, or maybe your energy is not quite where it needs to be. Give yourself the time, love, attention, and very much self-love in this regard. Notice what's going on with you, observe it, feel it, and then ask yourself what it is that you need. You know yourself better than any doctor. Like, you really do. Believe, I know a lot of you won't believe that, but I actually met a doctor last Saturday who said to me, Lucy, I know I'm the doctor, but I'd really like your opinion. And I was like, whoa, where is this man come from? Like, he was amazing. So please do recognize that we are the key to our journey. We are the key to our health. We are the key to our healing. Again, what I was talking about around healing and the Hall of Mirrors is we must start taking ownership. So if you're calling in healing for your family and then something catastrophic happens to your family, like, you need to take ownership of that. Oh my gosh, I asked for my family to be healed. I didn't realize that meant somebody was going to get taken out in the process or whatever. It's very, very important that we recognize that it is time to take ownership now. We are being lazy again. We've gone through this one shift where we've stopped blaming people, and not everybody has, but a lot of people have stopped blaming people. Now they're blaming other things. So take ownership. If you're not feeling quite right, it's your stuff. You've called this in. Ask yourself why. And the fact that I had to go and see a doctor last week clearly shows, because I don't ever go to the doctor, clearly shows that something was unbalanced with me. So I take ownership of the fact that I called that in. Please start to do the same. There are a lot of you out there that are completely delusional. And I'm going to be talking about this a lot at Soul School on Saturday, because there's a lot of people out there that, because they're a psychic or because they're a medium or because they've got great gifts, they don't realize that actually they've still got all of these weeds underneath them that need clearing up for them to actually properly be able to access the gifts at their true potential. Oh, it's going to be a busy new moon, ladies and gents. Focus is very important over the new moon. Focus on yourself, focus on self-development. And like I said a moment ago, focus on self-love. It is a very important time to actually really stop and sit with yourself. Now, many people are very uncomfortable doing this. I've got to be honest, I'm craving to go and just disappear for 7 days and sit in meditation again. I really am craving it. It's something that is speaking to my soul so much at the moment, because since I got back from Turkey and I went on the meditation retreat, it's been nonstop. I literally haven't had a moment to myself. So now I'm like, right, we need to get Soul School done. I'm speaking in Manchester for Mark Atwood at his event in November. Then I'm going to speak at his retreat. And then after that, I'm taking some time out for myself to make sure that I get back into alignment, because unless I look after me, who's going to look after you guys? So please do recognize that we need to be focusing on self right now. We must be looking at our self-development. Who do we want to be? How are we going to get there? Maybe you guys want to come on the retreat with Mark Atwood. And I'll leave some links below this video, actually. If you guys want to sign up, just go and sign up. There's if you've got a friend who wants to go with you, and you want to sign up for a twin room, or if there's 3 of you, there's triple room as well, or likewise, if you're on your own, by all means, go in my Self-Love Club with Lucy Davis group on Facebook or Telegram and ask if anybody wants to share with you. You're feel free to do that. But it's, I think it's a really good time to be focusing on self, looking at self, very much so. Listening is a skill that very few people have. There is going to be, we've been in Mercury retrograde for a week or so, maybe 2 weeks. I think it ends at maybe the 2nd or 3rd of October. So just recognize that listening is very important right now. Communication during Mercury retrograde can be very reactive. Now, if somebody says something to you and you don't like it, do you have to respond? I've had a couple of things happen this week and I've gone, oh my God, this is going to end really badly. And I've gone, do you know what? I'm going to support you. I'm going to support you. It goes against everything in my body. I don't tell them this, but for me, I'm like, oh my God, this is going against everything. But I'm like, you know what? Like, they want to do this. I'm going to support them. We need to learn to listen to each other. We're missing so much because our communication is extremely poor. And most people listen to respond back. So take the time to just listen and allow people to speak during this new moon. Like, allow the last week or so of Mercury retrograde to just go with ease and grace. And I'm, I don't really think Mercury retrograde's a bad thing. I really don't. I wouldn't be running a program during that period of time if I thought it was a bad thing. I just think it puts a spotlight on certain things. And if you are comfortable with your communication and you are clear with your communication, then why do you have to worry about it? That said, people are having massive reactions. They're coming very much from ego. So if you find yourself coming from ego and you want to get your word across, or you want to be right, or you want to have your say, just go and breathe. Like, take some time out and go and breathe. Very, very, very important. That technique should be taught in schools. It will be taught in schools when Self-Love Club is the school, or Soul School is the schools of the future. So huge changes. I mentioned it around politics, but there are going to be huge changes that are coming over the next few weeks, few months. Breakthroughs, massive breakthroughs. Expect massive breakthroughs, and expect massive, oh my God, I finally got it moments. Some people are moving at such a rate now. I've said this on a few videos. I can't remember where I've done the videos, but I've said it on a few videos. We've our frequency has leveled up more in 2022 than it has done in many, many, many years gone by. So, we are having to level up. We are having to speed up. We are having to communicate more effectively. We are having to have a really good, long, hard look at ourselves in the mirror, because our frequency is going at such a rate now. It's an extremely exciting time to be alive. If you can breathe through this and recognize that this is all one big, massive illusion, you will get through this with ease and grace. I'm actually laughing at some of the things that take place. I'm laughing at the fact that I'm going in a freezing cold ocean here in the UK when I would never go in the ocean before. And now every day without fail, I'm in the ocean. So, I'm laughing at myself because I'm like, wow, it's just an illusion that it's cold. And that's how I'm getting myself through it. And it's an illusion that all of these things are happening. It's just our own thoughts are creating these experiences, and then they come in and we live them like we're like the human experience asks us to do. So this new moon, it was really interesting when I was channeling the information. They said to me, it's your slogan. Like, it's your slogan. This new moon is your slogan. And I was like, what on earth are they talking about? And then I went a little bit deeper on it, and it is my slogan, from head to heart. So my Lucy Davis brand, the slogan from when it was created back in about 2016, is from head to heart, because that's my mission. My mission is to take the human race from living in here into here by reminding you of your eternal truth. That's it. It's a beautiful, beautiful mission, recognizing how deluded we are when we live in our head, recognizing how our mind controls us, recognizing how, we create the end of a story without even knowing the end of a story. And then we go on this whole traumatic experience. So when they explained that to me about this month, this new moon is about my slogan, I was like, wow, that's powerful. So recognize what is coming from your head and what is coming from your heart. And you don't need to do anything too much about it, especially if you're coming to Soul School, because I'll help you with that. But just catch yourself. Oh, wow, that's a really, really mind-driven thought process that I just had there. We are expanding so quickly right now that people are not coping. I've actually had a couple of ladies that have been extremely manic in lots of different groups, and really manic about certain things, and it's like, whoa, chill. Because we are expanding so rapidly, people are just not coping. So when people are not coping, it doesn't help to be met with resistance. It helps to be met with the truth, yes, but it's also a nice thing to do is to just stand back, give them space, and show them some empathy. So please do recognize that there is going to be more mental health attacks. There is going to be more manic behavior, but that doesn't mean you need to get involved in it. It doesn't mean you need to mirror it back. It means you can observe it and say, wow, okay, thank you for showing me this. This could actually be me. So thank you for it not being me. Okay. The division is going to become more prevalent on the planet. There's going to be division about all sorts of different things going forwards. The political beliefs, all sorts of different things are going to come up. Just be aware, between now and the end of the year, we are being shaken to be awakened. Okay. That said, if you can find the stillness in life, you will give yourself so much hope to go forwards with. You will have so much hope, so much positivity, so much optimism, grace, ease, like I said earlier. So find that stillness, take that time out, okay? It's absolutely no surprise that Soul School is being held just before October, as we will start to see the new Earth consciousness being birthed from October going forwards. Now, before all of you get excited and go, oh my God, this is going to be really fluffy and it's going to be unicorns and all the rest of it, remember, for us to be able to truly birth that energy, we're going to have to go through and collapse all of the old stuff. Okay, so just prepare yourselves for a beautiful experience from your heart space. Remember, you know what you're doing. Your human doesn't, but your soul knows what they're doing, and you were picked to be here, and you are a catalyst for change on this planet, whether it be the change for you and your immediate family, whether it be the school that you work out or the hospital that you work at, or somebody that's doing it from a global perspective. It doesn't matter which one you are, just honor whoever it is and whichever one it is, and really embrace that, because like I say, October is coming in thick and fast, and I will share the October energy update as soon as I possibly can. It'll be after Soul School now though. No surprise, I've been speaking to my Self-Love Club membership community around deciding your vibe this month, and you have a choice every single day to decide if you're in a good mood or a bad mood. This new moon is the perfect time to be doing that. Decide that you want to be happy, decide that you want to be abundant, decide that you want to eat plant-based, decide that you want to have a beautiful, loving relationship, decide that you're going to get a new job. Like, you decide that and make it happen. We are at the point in the ascension journey, in this ascending of vibration, that we can create so quickly. But so many of us have so many negative thoughts that we're actually missing the memo, and that's why we're not getting the gold as quickly and as lovingly as we would like to. So decide your vibe. Now, I mentioned this a short time ago, and I'm very excited for this, because I make it no secret that I am on the path to building the relationships, intimate relationships, to be completely honest. And there is a spotlight on that this new moon. There is a spotlight on love. There is a spotlight on relationships. If you can communicate effectively, and if you can really take a good hard look at yourself in the mirror, your relationships will get a boost. And that's not just intimate relationships, by the way. That's friendships, that's parent, child, all sorts of different relationships. So decide what it is that you want. And I'm living proof at the moment that what you put out there is what you're going to get back. And I'm really excited about that. Okay, so trust that if you are looking for a loving relationship and you are completely in alignment with the feeling of that, then you will be able to get a really beautiful boost this month. You won't, this new moon, you won't be able to just sit in your bloody lounge, ladies and gents, and expecting him or her to turn up on your door. Like, you've got to put a bit of effort into. I say this all the time, but people often don't listen. So I'm going to say it again. Be in awe of the beauty. Be in awe of the beauty of this month, ladies and gents. This new moon is going to really catapult. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I've said to so many people in the last few weeks, the clarity that I'm seeing, from my apartment, I can see the Isle of Wight, I can see Old Harry Rocks, and the clarity that I'm getting and it's just so beautiful. Open your eyes to the beauty, allow yourself to be present in the beauty, immerse in the beauty. Now, like I said, balance has been the key word for weeks now, very much around like the energies and how we're progressing. It's very much to do with my role on the planet from a planetary perspective as well. However, balance has been huge. Now, to me, when I went a little bit deeper on this new moon, it was around harmonious behavior. So people are going to be stepping into harmony. Things are going to become more harmonious. Okay, so just start to recognize that things are going to start balancing out, which is bloody exciting, if you ask me, after the last couple of years, well, 3 years nearly now, right? So, ladies and gents, as always, I hope you have found that information useful. Do pause the video now. I am going to give you a little exercise to do so that you can utilize the new moon energy for the best of you, if you would like to. Unfortunately, at Soul School, I'm not going to have time to do a new moon exercise with you because we're so hard pushed for time. However, you've got this to do at the other side of Soul School. And if you're coming to Soul School, go use my beach. Go and use the beach to do this. It would be absolutely beautiful. Pause the video now. Go grab yourself a pen and paper. Welcome back, ladies and gents. Okay, so this exercise is all going to be about focusing on the future that you choose and how you can live your best life. Okay, it's very, very important. So step number one, as always, let's go and cleanse ourselves. Okay, cleanse ourselves with incense, with salt, with essential oils, with whatever it is that you've got in your house, sage, Palo Santo, you name it, whatever you've got, sage yourself. And as you do this, just ask for anything that is no longer keeping you balanced in the energies that we are stepping forwards into to just be removed. Thank you so much for everything you've done. Please take anything that no longer provides me balance in my life, something along the lines of that. Okay. Number two, it's time to do your space. So let's say we're doing it in this room here. I would walk around the apartment, up and down the walls, into the corners, just saging. I'd have the windows open and the doors open just to allow the flow of energy to actually leave. And once again, as I'm walking around, I would say something along the lines of, please remove anything that is creating an imbalance in my energy. Please remove any stagnant behaviors, energies, anything that's clinging on to me from this space so that we can welcome in the ultimate balance to our lives. Then it's up to you. You might want to set some candles. You might want to have some incense. You might want to put some music on, completely up to you guys. But what I would like you to do is sit in meditation for around 11 to 15 minutes. Okay. Now, in this meditation, I would like you to be focusing on the life that you choose. Like, what is it that you want to achieve by the end of this year? How are you going to achieve your best life? Allow yourself to imagine, allow yourself to be present, allow yourself to really, really, explore all different avenues and explore lots of different options as to, what it is that you choose for your future life. Okay, once you come out of that meditation, please grab 2 bits of paper and a pen. The first one, on your first piece of paper, what does your best life look like? What would you like by the end of the year? Be realistic, guys. Like, if you haven't got a job and you're like, I want to manifest a mansion and a new car and all the rest of it, just be really realistic. You can do that for longer term, but what is it that's going to really help you ignite your life, ignite your passion? Say for me personally, it's that 7-day meditation. Put me in meditation for 7 days. And that really, to me, I will end this year so happy, content, aligned, focused. All right. So you look at what that looks like to you for the end of the year, and then maybe stretch out a little bit more than that. What is your future going to look like? Okay. So then take paper number 2 and look at how you're going to live that best life. Like, how's that going to happen? How can we call in the ultimate experience for the remainder of our human experience? Like, how can we call that in? Look at practical things that you can do to create your ultimate best life. Now, if you don't have a clue what you desire or what would make you happy, then you've got a lot of work to do here. But this new moon is powerful for setting intentions. This new moon is very, very powerful, as I said, and the October energy is very powerful for manifestation. So it's a really, really beautiful time for you to kind of like shut everything down and get focused on what it is that you choose for your life. Now, once you have done that, what I would do personally is I would put that under my pillow, or I would put it somewhere where I can look at it. For some, I quite like it going under my pillow because I just to connect into it when I'm resting energetically. I'm like, you know, allow that to come in and allow that to be put out. Some of you would want it on your fridge, some of you would want it on your phone, some of you would want it under your favorite crystal. So you do whatever works for you. But this is about creating our best life. This is a really beautiful energetic new moon. So it's very, very important that we embrace that energy and we actually level up and enjoy it. You know, there's been so much doom and gloom. Like, I could sit here and be like, let's release all of this stuff and do this and do that. But actually, I would really like you guys to start creating something that feels very, very special to you and for you. And by default, your family. Like, we've had enough of the doom and gloom, and trust me, there will be more that comes. So let's have this moment of really creating, what is our best life going to look like? How are we going? Like, what is it even that we want? You know, you guys know I make it absolutely no secret. Like I said earlier, like, the relationship is a big thing for me. You know, of course, my business and everything is very, very important, but I've got that. So the relationship for me is the biggie. You know, I by the end of this year, I would like to be in a position where I'm, you know, letting the little one that's talking to me actually come through. So it's an exciting period of time. It's a really, really exciting period of time. So allow yourself to get connected to it. Allow yourself to focus. Allow yourself to really run wild with it, because we don't know what's around the corner. Anything could happen that could bring in abundance, that could allow you to do whatever it is that you want to do with your life. Ladies and gents, please have fun with this. Please enjoy this new moon energy. Yes, we're at the end of Mercury retrograde, and yes, we've got lots of planets going on, and yes, we've got this heaviness and all the rest of it, but let's have some fun with this. Let's pull in that optimistic energy. Let's bring up the hope and the grace and the beauty and the love and the relationships. We are much more powerful than you could ever, ever, ever believe. Ladies and gents, I've got a very powerful video coming with Deb Collins. It is help for mums with high vibrational children. So that will be coming out in the next day or so. I just needed to get this video out first, so because of the date. So I love you guys to the moon and stars. To those of you traveling to Soul School, I cannot wait to see you. To those of you who are going to do the exercise, please let me know how it resonates with you. Please, any feedback that you've got, if there's anyone that you want me to speak to or anything you want me to talk about, please pop it under here and I will come back to you next week after Soul School. Okay, I love you guys. Take care.